Hey guys, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Shenzhen Qualifiers. It's time to find out who will go up against Masa to duke it out for the final position in this qualifier. We've already had Polt qualify, and it's time for some more Terran versus Zerg action.
Hell yeah, I'm excited for this. I really like watching Illusion play as he's so fun. And I also want to give a special shout out to my mom who just wrote me in the middle of the night in Europe. She said, Kent, I couldn't sleep, so I'm watching you. I saw you talk. You also had a man next to you. You look tanned. Like, well, thanks, Mom. That's like the best matches that I ever had during a broadcast. Either way, we are live and we just want to go ahead and jump into this series. This is going to be our last best of 3 of the day. After this, the guaranteed root player to qualify for the IEM in China, and that would be amazing.
That would be really awesome. That would be actually really cool. That has nothing to do with my root bias at all.
I mean, doesn't everyone in North American scene have root bias?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Because like everyone has been attached to root at one way or the other in one part of their career.
That is actually true.
Yeah, Papi just loves recruiting
literally
people.
Everybody.
Yep, even Litot.
Even Litot.
Of course, viOLet is our red Zerg spawning on the left top side of King Sejong Station. He has shown us earlier today that he knows how to play on this map, as he's going up against Root's very own Chris Illusion Lee. Chris Lee Illusion.
Yeah.
Illusion Lee Chris.
And he 2-0'd a former root player in Puck, and he showed that he is still remains a force to be reckoned with.
Everyone is related to the root. Now the only thing that we need is root Polt. That would be sick.
Everyone has their roots in root.
I think it would just be a matter of time before we see root Polt.
Yeah.
How awesome would that be? I would love it.
That'd be amazing.
It's going to be a Command Center first over here for Illusion. Illusion also a Terran player that's well known to switch up his builds a lot. You can say a lot about him, but definitely not that he's predictable. It's 11-11 into Command Center first, into something else crazy. This is actually going to be really annoying for him.
This is mildly perturbing, to say the least. He's going to have to bring 2 SCVs down. One to, of course, tag on that drone, and another one to actually build the command. Oh, no. Oh, he's playing with fire. That drone's going to get in a little bit more damage then. That's still really annoying to deal with.
This one drone is definitely worth the investment of scouting. It's not really an investment, it's just you lose a little bit of mineral income, but this drone has done so much indirect economic damage. He wants to go for the kill. Look at this drone.
Yeah, he's gone double hatch before
SCV
pool, and he wants to kill an SCV. He went double hatch before pool.
Oh, wow.
6 city right there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess EVT, if you scout Command Center first, why not, right?
Man, why not?
Especially when you slowed it down so incredibly much.
Oh, this makes my blood boil.
Top 3 drone micro.
Top 3 drone micro. NA, right there. viOLet. The drone, he came, he saw, he beat the crap out of some SCVs, and he left.
And he lives to tell the tale as well. He's gonna go home and he's like,
a professional boxing drone.
Guys, they're really not that tough on the other side of the map.
They got their suits are made of steel, but my little claws, I almost poked through 3 of them.
And I was like trying to chase one of them, and then one guy is like, all right, come at me. But then he had like 2 friends, so I had to let him go temporarily. But then I tried to go back, but he already went to the hospital, so he recovered.
I told him I'd be back as a spine crawler.
Yeah. And then I heard that those guys were like doing some drug research in the tech lab, so I decided to back off before I would die. That's probably how the drone would tell the tale.
I want that patch next. All units have stim. Let's get these stim drones.
That is terrible, Nate. Never mess with people who had a stim pack in a bar fight. I can guarantee you that.
I'll take your word for it. Factory on the way for Illusion. I really like how you said it at the beginning. Illusion. I would have said, a known cheeser on the North American server, but he certainly can switch things up at the drop of a pin, and that's the cool part about him, because he's going full on economic.
And you have a good idea what viOLet is up to, as he saw that he saw the timing of this hatchery as well on the north side of the map. And the moment it's already done and the moment it's already spreading creep, when you scout with your SCV in that phase in the game, then you knew what kind of a build this was. Now, no need to panic, because even when this hatch is there, if Illusion opens up with 6 to 8 Hellions, it's still going to be very hard for viOLet to properly saturate that base.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of things that Illusion can still do, though, right? He has options. And, well, you know what? I actually think Illusion's just going to play this about as normally as humanly possible. Doesn't seem like his setup looks so standard. Oh, these Zerglings are actually, these are annoying.
Yes, they are.
Look at this. Oh, almost lays at the 3rd. Or SCV. Never had a chance.
Actually, viOLet has done a reasonable job. He already picked off 3 SCVs in this game, with slow Zerglings and drones. Not bad.
Yeah. It's a really good start. He did a lot of damage to the SCVs. He's killed a few. And he's just getting a very nice, normal, standard setup, right? I imagine Illusion, yeah, okay, double engineering bay is a smart response to this setup.
So greedy.
Fast lair, too. Whew. I like it a lot.
Greedy play on both sides. Should show us some fireworks in 2 to 3 minutes from this point on, as both players will have so much to work with. viOLet's going to send in his Overlord, will not find what he's looking for, which is either additional barracks or 2 E-base. He'll probably have a pretty good idea that E-base are going up behind the middle line.
Yeah, well, this is interesting, right? Because he's getting 2 evolution chambers and a spine crawler. And normally, as a Terran player, I would say that if you see a spine crawler from a Zerg early on, 100% of the time, it's Mutalisks. But the way that this game opened up, since it's 3 bases already, it doesn't have to be Mutalisks because he's going to have enough mineral income to do whatever he wants around the 10-minute mark. So what I'm imagining is a really sharply timed 1-1 Roach timing. And these Hellions see the Roach Warren. He sees the evolution chambers. I don't know if he clicked the Roach Warren, but there's really not too many things that it could be. So this spine is just to buy time at the 3rd base. But those drones that are killed, it's actually really important that he kills a few. And I don't think he got too many.
Well, he killed 5.
Just 5. But even a little bit, everything counts because viOLet is supposed to explode with roaches soon. And I'm already worried for Illusion because we've seen what this does against Polt when he's got 2 tanks and 7 stimmed Marauders and Medevacs and pre-pulled SCVs. And I don't think we're at the 7 Marauder point yet.
Not yet, and I'm not even sure if we're ever going to get there, especially not with this super greedy opening that Illusion went for. Of course, the triple orbital with the 2 E-base before Rex number 2 and 3. It doesn't really get much more greedy for that. A lot of Overlords just popped and a few more on the production tab, so I think we're going to see nothing but roaches for a little while. I already see an armory going down as well for Illusion.
His upgrades are very well timed, I will say that. You know, a Marine takes like 31 hits to kill a roach. If the Marine is down an attack upgrade, it takes like 39 hits. So that +1 is kind of useful. This is one of your random numbers of the day.
Greetorp would be very proud of you.
Hey man, sometimes it's too late to play StarCraft. You just gotta look up the most random possible information. The +1 is almost done for viOLet as well, and the roaches are being built. And he comes up, he sees the roach horn. Probably not enough time to see that it's wiggling, but you can kind of assume at this point. And he's got a tank coming out too. So I'm starting to like this position for
13
Illusion.
more drones on the map for viOLet. So this time it's only 17 roaches up to this point.
We saw him do something similar, get a similar setup for a 4th base against Polt, but he obviously already had a 4th hatch. So
this would actually really like keep him safe as well against even 25 roaches, I think.
Yeah, I think if he doesn't kill Illusion or if he realizes it in time, he can just start 2-2, get his Hydralisks and go for Roach Hydra Viper timing. Which is
viOLet
really,
is
really
nowhere
strong.
near as much committing as he was earlier today. This is just 17 roaches, and it sounds silly to say just 17, but
like when he did the first pull, it was like 34 or something.
Exactly, and it was also nothing but roaches for the longest time. He's going up to 4 bases, of course, completely uncontested. There's really not anything that Illusion can do about this for now. Illusion doesn't know what we know, but he's going to check, and he's like, that's really not that many roaches. I should be under more pressure. Like, time is supposed to be your enemy, and you're giving me time, so I guess you don't really want to commit to this, and Illusion is right.
I really think that viOLet is playing this out brilliantly, though. He's put on enough pressure that Illusion is not in a position where he can get aggressive. But if he gets this hive, if he starts that hive anytime soon, like as a Terran, like I talked about that magic number of siege tanks you want to break Roach Hydra, and that's between 6 and 9 tanks. You know, 7 or 8 is the ultimate sweet spot. But if the Zerg player gets Vipers before you have that many tanks, or right as you hit the tanks, and you can't make that push pre-hive, it's almost impossible because 1 or 2 blinding clouds shut down all your tanks and even then some of your bio. So this can get really tricky. And I really like viOLet's spot. Polt's just, Illusion's just going to start mining off of his 3rd base a little bit later, but you know he's still okay himself.
Yeah, really not a whole lot of units have died. For this being a 13-minute StarCraft 2 game, only 18 units have died in this matchup. It's real funny, because sometimes, you know, you see 18 Zerglings die at the 8-minute mark.
Yeah, I'm honestly a little bit surprised that viOLet hasn't started his hive yet. I wonder what he's planning to do. Like, he's getting static defense, his upgrades. Okay, there's the hive. So, he's just going to go to Vipers a little bit later. Than I was.
I mean, I really don't mind Illusion sitting back, of course, especially not against his army.
There's no reason to push against this because once you have the ultimate army, you can kill like 2 or 3 whole waves of Roach Hydra Viper without any difficulty. So
Hydras are a little scary as well. They're basically like a Viper on the ground.
Yeah. Well, Hydras, any other faces, Well, you know, Hydralisks actually, but it's like
Look at this guy. He's
the
having
cool
the time
thing
of his life.
about Roaches and Hydralisks are they're like the only units in the game that have like I guess the Queen originally was like had a melee animation, but mostly uses the ranged one now. They're like the only ones that would switch to a melee animation if you were close enough.
Yeah, it's really cool as well. I like that. It's like a headbutting Hydra.
Yeah, and it's funny because when Hydras attack at melee range, they actually you can't point defense drone block it either.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, now that I didn't know. That is a real knowledge bomb. Either way, this is going to get really interesting as viOLet swings around the map. And his Roaches and Hydras are all over the natural. Illusion is going to try to just drop viOLet to death. Once again, early today we saw a Great Aspire die on a very unfortunate moment. This also, Nate, is a Terran army that I'm not sure if viOLet can ever really run into.
This is such an awkward situation that both players decided to attack at the exact same time, pretty much going different ways. And 11 spine crawlers is, you know, sometimes there's ways that you can deal with this stuff, but
8 infestors.
it's really important that Illusion gets his production out if he can.
And
Where
I
are
love
those infestors building?
I love how he's doing that. All 8 infestors, he's getting them over here. Of course, spine crawlers is one thing, but 8 spine or 11 spines with 8 infestors behind this, you just can't run into that anymore. I think that's a very smart decision by viOLet. He is going to, of course, lose everything in his main base.
Illusion's lost all his depots. He's at 107 of 8.
Where's the? Does he have no
He
command
has
center?
one supply depot where his third was.
Well, he has no command center?
Nope.
He does
Hydralisks kill things very quickly. He's building one in the bottom left.
Yep, that should be safe for a while.
Can you believe like neither of these players did anything to each other and then this happened?
No, that's really silly.
It's like, okay guys, he's gonna build up and then, oh, well.
Let's avoid each other because, you know, I don't really want to fight you before I'm max, but then when I'm max you don't want to fight me, so just run around the map and kill each other's buildings and turn this into a very old school RTS game.
Yeah. How many drones are on that? 20. I'm trying to think about if it's possible now that that Spire is dead for us to have a draw situation.
No. There are too many mining bases for that. That's not going to happen. Either way, a bunch of Roaches are going to find a siege tank. Illusion can pick the tank up. That's exactly what he does. I'm loving it.
Oh, the infestors! There's the first fungal tanks need to siege. viOLet's just got so much, and I feel like without those tanks, you really should not be able to engage this. Like, it just shouldn't be possible.
All the tanks have died.
Yeah, without tanks, this many spines, as soon as you attack into that, you are dead.
Look at this one Roach killing the last refinery. There are still a few buildings flying, and they will fly for a while. Another fungal lands. Of course, viOLet has to be careful as well. But okay, these fungals are good.
Illusion's dead. This really shouldn't be winnable. He's going to get pushed back, and viOLet, he throws some fungals out, but as scrappy as Chris Lee can be, I do not think he's got, I don't know, man. With how many spine crawlers are here, this really shouldn't be possible. 20
Hydralisk and 22 Roaches against a bunch of Marines, and especially with Burrow about to finish up as well. And it's just a matter of time before viOLet gets a layer out, there's an orbital. Why is this going into an orbital? I have no idea why. Why would you do that now?
I mean, I don't know, man. GG's called. viOLet takes the first map here, and I really don't know quite how to describe why the game happened like that. It just seemed that viOLet obviously did not want to engage all those tanks and Marines, and then Illusion was like, well, I kind of just want to go kill you. So, interesting decision-making from both players. Obviously, building the 10 and 11 spine crawlers, viOLet was much better prepared for the base trade, as Illusion lost all of his command centers. He didn't have any defensively rallied forces that could hold the attack off, so it's awkward. I don't play Marine Tank versus Roach Hydra often enough to really know that.
What happened over there is, okay, first, at least in my opinion, viOLet's thought process is first he has 200 supply, Roach Hydra, he wants to fight, Illusion is not moving out. Then by the time that Illusion wants to fight, viOLet is like, I don't want to fight you anymore. So he's getting ready to transition and he wants to get Broodlords out. So the only way to like buy enough time for Broodlords is just by swinging around, avoiding the army, forcing Illusion to pull back, fight Roaches and Hydras, and then eventually when he finally cleans up the Roaches and Hydras, it's like, surprise, here are like 8 Broodlords. Obviously Chris didn't want that to happen, so Chris just flies into natural, forces this awkward base trade, but then 8 infestors spawned and 8 infestors won the game. That's my take on it, Nate.
That's a pretty good synopsis of the game. I think maybe if Illusion tried to come back, he would have still lost most of his stuff, but he could kill that army and try to win the game with a counter.
Instead of moving out with everything, what about just like leaving 3 tanks on the high ground with supply
do what
depots?
Pulp did. Pulp moved out with everything except his tanks.
Yeah.
He left like 7 or 8 tanks with his rallied forces.
And you don't run into 7 tanks.
Yeah, and then you could still drop all the bio, and then maybe you'd kill enough of the roaches and hydras that you don't die to infestors.
It was a funny scenario. We'll see how game number 2 is going to play out, as our red Zerg spawning on the left bottom side of Overgrowth is, of course, CSN's viOLet.
viOLet.
Going up against our pink Terran spawning on the right top side of the map. A very handsome young man, Chris Lee Illusion.
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 Where's the 54? Where's the 54? Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Gotta find the 54s.
Area 54, no?
That's it. Actually, I'm gonna keep my eyes open for that now, for this game. See where I can find them.
You want to find the 54s all around the map?
Yeah.
It's probably a 54 in the supply depot as well, no?
They're hidden kind of well. Maybe it's not on as many of the buildings as I thought, but it might be on like the construction parts. This is like now this is it. My attention is completely focused on the number 54.
I mean, we have to do something to keep ourselves entertained after like 6 hours of StarCraft. As much as we would love to talk about Hatch first once more, guys, I think you get it by now.
You know, standard build.
When there is a next time, we will explain the Hatch first once more. No worries, we're going to put all the passion into explaining the Hatch first into the Reaper. That will hope for a few drone kills, but will most likely not get more than 1. Might not even get 1, and viOLet will most likely micro as drones. And we know that you are as excited as us for that phase in the game. For now, it's all about the 54s.
Yeah, you know, the 54 is actually on both sides of the orbital command. Because if you spin the camera around just enough, you can see it's on both sides.
I see, Nate.
Yeah, it's great. I'm trying to see if I can look at the back of the refinery, check if there's one there. It's like hide and go seek, man.
You know, one way to do it is if you follow my camera while I spin, then you can spin even further, and then you can look at the back of the refinery.
All right, set me up.
No. All right, I'm gonna do it. So you follow me, and then you follow you.
All right, I did it. There's no 54 in the back. That's a shame.
This is a trick that Adebisi has taught me. Adebisi, the god of all observers. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, it's a great one.
Adebisi, after like years of observing, goes with the final trick. He's like, hey, if you follow a spin, you can double spin. It's like, mind blown, Adebisi.
Now my camera's warped for the...
A single Reaper is doing some work, of course, in the main base, getting a couple of shots off, but no Zerglings will die for now, and there's actually no second Reaper on the way for Illusion. It's going to be a much quicker refinery instead. It seems like it's going. This is a little different.
He went reactor, right? This could be the build.
The build?
Yeah, he could be doing the build.
Ah.
The Hellbat build.
And we have still not seen the build lose.
No.
At least not when we cast. We're 1 for 1.
No, we have not. The build is really good, so...
I think, you know, not everyone has watched the Battlegrounds North America qualifier, so I think it's time for you to explain the build once more.
All right. Well, we're going to see a starport. We're going to see this barracks eventually build a reactor, most likely. And then pretty much just goes into a very strong 2-base timing with Hellbats, Marines, and Medivacs. And there's a couple of different variations of it. This Reaper finally dies, by the way. It does know that Zergling speed is being researched, though. Well, Illusion actually gets a tech lab on his barracks, so he could start stim, maybe. The starport is on the way. I still believe this could be the variation that gets you maybe a few extra Marines and only 1 medevac. Not 100% sure. But basically, it's a big Hellbat push at around 8-9 minutes. Like, it can hit really fast if you wanted to.
Great little pickup there for Illusion, Nate.
Denying the scout.
Yeah. That's
awesome
nice.
Stuff.
Normally it wouldn't have been that easy in this phase in the game. The starport was not scouted either. He did see the factory flying. That's really weird, but obviously he never saw the factory, but he knew it was there, so he didn't have to check for it again. Few Zerglings being annoying. Might actually get a mule. No, not getting a mule.
Get close, but no cigar.
Now we do see the armory go down, a Widowmine in the mix as well. He cancels the Widowmine. He's like, no, more Hellions, more Hellbats. If you want to do double, you do it properly. And I do like viOLet drops the Roach Warren. It's good call. He already has Zergling speed, I believe. Yes, he does.
Yeah, not bad at all. So, I mean, obviously the build is very good. The Hellbat build is very good because even if you have a few roaches, the few Marines that you sprinkle in are actually really effective at just getting in a bit of extra damage on those forces. But Illusion's already looking at the follow-up here. So he's not going to go with Medivacs. He's going to have this Viking move out. He's getting double Engineering Bay. I don't like double engineering bay off
No.
just 2 command centers.
I don't
I would
really
prefer a 3rd command center much earlier.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Of course, I am not a TVZ expert, but it doesn't really seem to me that will all add up. A few of these Hellions are just going to run in. They will be transformed into Helmet, so this is just a different variation of that build. There are no roaches yet. These queens being spread out so far. Excellent micro by viOLet. He picked up one of their Helmets already. He has not lost a single queen yet. viOLet is handling this like a champ, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, he's killed a reasonable number of Zerglings,
Yeah,
but
not even that
the
many.
queens, they stand.
Really sick micro by
Queens
viOLet.
stand strong. Very nice. Very nice defense. Actually really impressive.
Yep.
With
Doesn't
how
lose a
low they
single
are,
queen.
it only would have taken like 1 or 2 more hits. And all those pretty queens would have been dead.
So what is going to be the follow-up for Illusion? It's really on Sam because he's still on 2 command centers. He's going to have double. Is this like he's going to pull SUVs with a 1-1 or something? I mean, I guess he can fire up.
Honestly, I feel if you're going to go 2 base, you should go all out. So I'm a little bit underwhelmed by how much pressure he put into this. But you know, I guess he can still just try to take it slow because obviously
he's going to go 2 base. Look at all these
Rexes. He forced out a lot of roaches. So there's 12 roaches on the map, and there's no tech for viOLet. So now viOLet starts his lair, but he still doesn't have any upgrades going. And if he survives and gets his 1-1 in stim, this is still doable. But he needs to do a lot of damage and pressure because he still does not have a 3rd command center on the way.
These roaches are actually a little terrifying as well. There's only 13
Yeah, he doesn't have any SCVs here to repair yet. He's going to break this bunker. I think he's just going to die right now.
No, there's a Mirage. I don't know. Hold position is great though. Good job by these SCVs. Fantastic job.
That is a good hold position.
What a wall.
What a quarter wall.
These roaches will eventually fall, but of course not before. More Zerglings stream across the map as well.
These Zerglings, he doesn't have...
what a wall.
Yeah.
Stim is ready, but there is of course no Medivacs. Now there are 2 Medivacs on the field. I think Illusion won't die here, but he's taking a lot of damage, and he already has no SCVs.
Here is a lesson that many Terran players learned in the beginning of Heart of the Swarm. Hellbat drops were really cool, and this is not too different from the investment that you make into a Hellbat drop, but if it doesn't deal damage and your opponent gets roaches out, you usually don't have anything at home to defend.
And this wasn't even like a massive commitment for viOLet or anything.
No. The biggest problem here is that Illusion still only has 2 orbitals. So even Mules will not carry him out of this. Like 2 command centers of Mules, no. 3 command centers, you can have no SCVs and still pull a miracle. But in this instance, he's going to start his 2-2 and basically pray for a slow death because he wants to try to find some way to get back in this game.
And he picks up literally like every single unit that he currently has on the map. 2 Medivacs. Who needs defense? Best defense is office.
If you try to play standard from behind, you're dead already.
Yep. So we see 2 Medivacs going out. I love how both Medivacs have like 0 energy as well. This is like the most least intimidating drop that I've ever seen in my life.
By the way, I found the 54 on the engineering bay.
No.
You zoom in and look on the side of it. Boom. Other side. Yeah, you can see it right there next to the 2 green dots.
I think we should take a look at the drop instead. Even though, of course, this game, it looks very dark for Illusion, and viOLet is on the verge of making it into the next round. Into the last round of this qualifier, the final best of 5 of the day. If he wins this game, he's going to have to go up against Masa, who does have pretty terrifying TVZ. I've casted some of his TVZs and it was sick in the past. I would have loved to see Illusion take this series, but I don't think it's going to happen, Nate. He does have 2-2 going for him, so that's nice, but he has no units.
Yeah, Illusion's got a drop, picks up 2 of his Marines on the right side, but he has a drop in the main base as well. He's going to be looking to pick off some drones. Illusion clawing tooth and nail for his life, denying upgrades. He could actually have +2 attack and armor against just +1 Carapace. Yeah, that's actually an incredibly important denial. If he wants to win the game, like that is actually a play that I would say.
But he's down 34
if you have
workers,
but if you have like a progress bar on getting back into this game, he just jumped from maybe 5% to 15. Like with that, it was reasonable, but it's not. He's not quite there yet.
I would have said from 1 to 3.5, which is still like, it's even bigger improvement than yours. It's just on a smaller margin. Scale.
Yes, it's. I mean, your increase was like 300%.
I mean,
so.
he's down 37 workers and he's 2-base Terran. Like, I believe in miracles and I believe in a thing called Mule, but I do not believe in, I don't know, no economy. 7 banelings on the production tab as well, and baneling speed being researched. A few happy Zerglings are running on the north side of the map. And I'm going to see this army. This is a terrifying army here. Okay, army supply. No, army supply Illusion has a chance. It's basically like 1 push and 1 push only. You know, with 2-2, combat shield just now halfway done. That's 15-minute combat shield timing. Mutas, of course, are going to be useless in a straight-up fight against 2-2 Marines. You know what, Nate? You're right. I believe in the 15%. I was wrong with the 3.5. It's in every. This is also a bad place for viOLet to morph all of his banelings. There's still slow banelings as well for like 20 seconds. Can Illusion do it?
I mean, he's still fighting on creep. There's still Mutalisks killing whatever you could call that thing of an economy back home. And I mean, he's gotten rid of most of these banelings. Still has a lot of bio left.
Baneling speed is ready in 10 seconds.
Oh no, yeah,
No.
this could do it. He's trying to lead the Marauders up. Those banelings have getting horrible detonations, right,
Yeah,
man?
great focus fire there by Illusion. He's really making the best of his little army. He is still up in army supply.
I don't believe it.
Like you said, there's not really a thing called, oh, the Mutalisks are going too far actually against these
Muta!
Marines. Wow, Illusion picking up all of these drones as well. I mean, what? He has 11 workers now against a 4-base Zerg.
I don't believe it.
Bailing speed is ready. Medevacs running low on energy. Here comes the Bailings. No, not on the Marauder.
Oh, I have to say, viOLet's bailing detonations
Oh my God,
have been
Illusion
less
is-
than impressive. Illusion is he's doing it. He's doing it, and he's got those sweet Mana Gemma upgrades.
There are no more Bailings on the map. 6 Bailings, they're morphing in the face of danger. No, this is just stupid. I refuse to believe that this is happening. These mutas will fall.
Impossible! It's not. No, it's not. You can't. Oh, what? No.
Alright, well, 3.5, 15%. Who cares about how many percent it was? Illusion just won a game where he was down 37 workers and 2 bases because Intox 3 Masters. I guess that's why.
I don't have words for that. You know, as a Terran player, I would tell you like 2-2 Marines versus 0-1 Zerglings. Yeah, the Marines shouldn't die, but those were the worst Baneling detonations on Marauders. You know, viOLet's a very good player, and I give him credit any day of the week for it. But in that particular game, I don't know if Illusion did anything super crazy good.
I mean,
those Baneling detonations definitely set him up for that comeback.
in the final fight, I think Illusion did a really good job in focus firing these Banelings. You could really see him splitting up his Marines. You could see him fire. But yes, you did see you saw a few too many Banelings roll into Marauders. And of course, the first fight, I mean, that's something that we didn't really focus on. But he did have slow Banelings. And it's really hard for a Zerg to kill Marines when you have slow Banelings.
Yeah, that's... oh, man. Wow. So game number 3 is going to be on Frost. And I cannot believe that. If that doesn't motivate Illusion to just break whatever barrier it is that's holding him back from winning in a macro game against viOLet, I don't know what will. Like you cannot feel better than you feel after winning a game like that for Illusion.
And it's so silly as well because viOLet knew in what kind of situation he was. He saw all those Rexes. He was in the main base of Illusion. He saw every single Rex. He saw the engineering base, and he saw that there was no additional command center. So it's just like, you know that he's going to try to make like one push, and all you have to do is just kill that push. I think even if you would have kept the mutas at home the first time, then at least, you know, you kill some of the medevacs. Either way. We are getting ready for game number 3, and things are getting a little more feisty in here. As our Red Zerg viOLet just lost a game that was almost impossible to lose. But he's not down and out just yet. Currently 1-1. Tied up with the pink Terran on the left up side of the map, representing Chris Lee, also known as Illusion. You see, Nate, it's so good that I started focusing on this army, because otherwise we would have still been looking at the 54 on the left side of the engineering.
To be fair, maybe the number of 54s that you collect is directly proportional to your odds at winning the game. Who knows?
Well, he got 2, so that means 108%.
Well, there's one on. Well, if there's 2 54s on each command center and 1 on each engineering bay, then
he had 4%.
Yeah. Well, 4% chance. He found it. He did it.
That was pretty sick. I really have no idea what else to say about it. Either way, it's cool to see the Illusion hanging in there, not giving up after being down to like 23 SCVs and proving us wrong. I love it when I get proved wrong. That makes me know that I haven't seen it all yet, Nate.
No, certainly not. There's some beautiful moments in StarCraft, and I think we just witnessed one of them, as ugly as it was. Hatchery first from viOLet, not too surprising.
Yeah, I mean,
but he's gone 15 pool a couple times, so just got to keep our eyes on that.
And in the end, the +1 on the evolution chamber did, of course, make a big difference.
Oh yeah, that's like
Banelings.
If you're like just the way that medevacs work as well, because he constantly produced those and he had a good number of medevacs, as low on energy as they were, he was still able to get, I feel, a really nice just setup. Like when you have that armor advantage versus the attack. Like those Marines at +2 armor, Zerglings without attack upgrades do 5 damage. So you're doing like 3 damage per hit, and
Yeah, that's nothing.
a medevac heals 4 health per second. So there's nothing like you actually don't hurt them.
You just do not hurt them. As Illusion scouts in the wrong direction, and the same can be said for viOLet, but of course his Overlord did see this Rex on the north side of the map. I wonder how many Reapers Chris is going to open up with, because so far it's just been single Reaper all day, every day for him, and this game will be the same. He's not on board of the double or the triple Reaper openings.
No, he's not. He's opened Reactor again, and he can go into Starport once more if he really wants. I feel like the real strength of Hellbat pushes is not exactly the Hellbats themselves, right? Hellbats will kill a number of Zerglings, but it's whatever little spice, whatever little flavor that you add onto it is really where you get the real advantage out of it. As this Reaper starts to poke in, might get a drone kill. Okay, push back.
I mean, this is actually really annoying for viOLet because he pulls all 3 drones from his extractor, which means that speed is delayed for a solid.
Yeah.
25 seconds.
Cool tweet from Alexander. Said his new life goal is to find the 54 in every building. if that's a life goal, then I
think he will accomplish.
Yeah. At least you can put. At least you're setting realistic goals for yourself.
Yeah. My life goal is to beat, I know, Floyd Mayweather in the MGM Grand. It's me, Nate. I'm the beast.
Well,
by the time that I'm actually in shape to fight, Floyd Mayweather is probably like 54, so I should have a good chance. It's like beating up on a grandpa. Then again, I guess those boxes are still real strong.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I know. Script that life goal.
We're gonna fight Mike Tyson right now?
No. Well, if anyone has done a good job in destroying his body, it's definitely Iron Mike. So, but no, I still wouldn't mess with Mike. I don't think I could touch him.
All right, we got a good number of Marines out for Illusion. He did take the second gas once again, so he has the option to do exactly what he did in the last game, or he can commit a bit more. I personally like to see heavier commitments because as a 2-base Terran, you're not supposed to win the game if you don't kill your opponent with your push. And Illusion, you know, he just defied everything that we know about StarCraft with that last game.
Yeah, and now he's just 1 map win away. Is this going to be... Okay, I kind of wonder what kind of follow-up. This is a little similar to what he showed us in the last game. Last game he didn't really do what we thought he would do because he opened up with all the Hellbats, but it was very different to what we normally see.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he could have just brought his Marines with him and it would have been closer to the regular push that people make. And I think if he had Marines, he would have killed those Queens very easily. So it's, you know, it's all subjective about what Illusion thinks he can do. And he is building a medevac this time around. So I think this could be much closer to that normal push. It's basically just going to net him a few more Marines than normal. This is the Tasia style, I believe. I think Flash only builds 4 Marines and gets his medevacs faster. So
picks up one of these Overlords as well. I mean, a single push is all that Illusion needs, but of course viOLet once again has a pretty good idea of what he's playing against. Drop the Roach Warren can be a safety Roach Warren, can also be a Roach Warren for aggressive purposes, something that we can't possibly know now. But it's good news for viOLet that he's getting one. I feel that this time it's more similar to bringing the units as well. I think he's going to bring the Marines and the Marauders. And then he still has the option.
I don't think there's any reason not to. When you have the medevac, you can just use those to bring them either faster or, you know, to bring reinforcements.
Keep a close eye on the production tab. It's so important for viOLet that he actually fires up Roaches now. Because if he doesn't do that, Nate, he's going to see these aliens, so he should really produce Roaches. He makes still a few drones.
I mean, if viOLet wanted to play this out the way he's done the last couple of games, then he shouldn't make more than 4 or 6 Roaches. But, you know, we're looking at that point in the game where you're going to want to go closer to 10.
This is definitely dangerous, though. Because if viOLet miscontrols this, okay, 8 Roaches now.
Yeah, this build is not designed to be light pressure. This build is designed to kill Zergs because, you know, as Terrans...
Or do crippling amounts of damage. Here are the Queens. A few of these Roaches are going to spawn before the other. So if Illusion has 1 win... Stim is not even ready yet. Stim is ready in 40 seconds. I actually think that viOLet has all the pieces in the right place.
So look at this. He comes up, he brings everything up the front, and then he medevac drops everything behind the retreating units. So those Roaches that are trying to run away, he should just boost on behind those. Yep, just cut off the retreat path of the Queens, and these Hellbats get an extra damage. Queens trying to transfuse each other to keep themselves alive, but that will not work. And you can see the little benefit of having just those few extra units, those Marauders, those Marines. And with the Medivacs, if things get a little too dicey, he can retreat, but he's denied mining at this third base. And it's like, yeah, you got Roaches, but he still has Marauders. And now might be where Illusion tries to escape, which is very smart of those Queens to be targeting them down. But
only 5 Roaches left actually on the map. I'm a little bit surprised by that. So he did pick off a whole lot of them. He picked off a lot of drones, but I'm not sure if it's enough. He only picked off 6 actually, and I guess a Queen or something. And maybe 1 or 2 Queens went down in the process. Either way, that was a great hold as well by viOLet. He did pretty much as he could to not lose catastrophic amount of units.
Yep. I really love this. Illusion taking a note of Polt's book, throwing the old Viking around there, picking off, well, there's not too many Overlords down on the map, but every Overlord that you get is nice.
Okay, Bailing that's going down now as well for viOLet.
And viOLet does not have... Oh. Okay, viOLet actually does have his lair, so that's nice.
Why did the Illusion leave those units behind? What happened?
I think he loaded the Hellbats into his medevac. Yeah.
I would have preferred to save my bio units. How many Roaches are we looking at?
Have you seen what these Hellbats do? Look at this. So good. So good.
He wants to drop in the game. He's like, I can do this for days against Zerglings for days. Illusion is sending his
look how many Marauders he's
What?
made. Look how many Marauders he's made in his main, by the way. He's got a ton of firepower.
Yeah, he's worried about the Roach counter, I guess. But look at the... Why is he sending his orbit?
Because he wants to rally to his opponent's base. Like, he can get counterattacked, basically. He can rally to his third and cover his natural by doing it like this.
Alrighty, well, let's see how this plays out for Illusion. Need to say it's a ballsy strategy. 5 more Rexes are going up as well in his main base. Does he have an armory yet?
We've seen Illusion. He's had that armory for
a
while.
Of course, he has Hellbat. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, but we've seen Illusion do this. Is the Illusion racks on racks build? Lots of barracks, just egregious numbers. He's going to be on 9 racks, and he's just going to shove Marines and Marauders down his opponent's throat.
And we all know that Illusion, if there's one phase in the game where he excels, is just madness. When it's just, like, not this one fight, but it's just that fight that just kind of keeps on going, where reinforcements are important, where you might be able to drop as well during all that. Oh, this is actually annoying. These few Zerglings could definitely pick off a lot of the SCVs.
Yeah, this is nice, because he sees those units moving out on the map. And, you know, this obviously it's deceiving because those medevacs loaded with Hellbats, but the Banelings detonate. It does take a few Banelings to kill those Hellbats, but well, these Marauders are actually dealing pretty well with these Roaches. This has got to be frustrating. He's building a lot of Zerglings now. And
he might actually be able to cancel that 4th hatchery.
That would be really sweet. Honestly, I feel like he's stepping a bit far forward here. He
has medevacs, so why not?
I just would have preferred to see him try to clean up some of the creep tumors, but he is getting a nice bit of damage done.
He's microing his Marauders like a champ as well. Picks up 1 more Roach. So far, these units are still not dying. Now it's time to get out of there.
Yeah,
definitely a successful little hit squad. This Viking is still doing work as well. He's going to get... Look at this. Reinforcements coming in already. viOLet just realized that this is serious. He's morphing 20 Banelings at once. Still has these units over here, not doing anything with them. I mean, 20 Banelings is a lot of Banelings. If I was
Illusion, it is. Splitting, trying to leave the Marauders on the ground, and the Marauders, those Hellbats take a couple of the Baneling hits, but
still 12 left.
Yeah, the thing is, all of these units are obviously expendable. He's not losing any of his high-tech units because there's been no Mutalisks to kill any of his medevacs. He's gonna land the Viking. Tom Cruise, no.
There we go again.
Don't be a hero. You've got 5 hit points.
6 Mutalisks are on the way, so look at these Zerglings going in for the kill on the Viking.
That Viking tripped over one of the Zerglings and died. What a shame.
There's still Hellbats now, there's still Marauders. There are Mutalisks on the way, but you have 6 of them. I'm not even sure if that's enough. Okay, with the Zerglings, I guess it will. But this 4th hatch is going to fall, right? Man, viOLet is in a lot of trouble. Once games like this start, I often feel that this is really good news for Illusion. If I were him, I'd just pick up some of these Marines and just go away.
Yeah, I mean, as long as he doesn't lose the medevacs, he's good. But this, like I said, this rally, he still kind of covers his 3rd base with his rallying forces. So that's
he's actually doing really good. I cannot believe it.
He can just continue to push across the map. This is actually fantastic.
He doesn't even have an upgraded
Just please scan and kill some of these creep tumors. Please.
65 army supply against 47. Illusion is definitely making things happen for himself. He's going to maybe be able to get a few Overlords, supply block viOLet over here. Banelings hatching. How many Banelings do we have? Just 7. Man, Illusion is playing one out of a game so far.
Yeah, this is really good play by Illusion. I'm still really impressed that he's willing to stay out this far on creep, not scanning to kill any of the tumors, but neither player, actually both players 2-2 are like crazy late. And now he's going to try to break this position. I love this. He just pulls the Marines back. Banelings hit Marauders.
Wow, there's so many Marines still alive. This is really good for Illusion. Oh, 1 Baneling. Few more Banelings.
Oh, Kev, Illusion has actually played phenomenally well this series. I am much more impressed than I thought I would be. Like I was like, okay, he beat Puck, he beat some other good players, but this has actually been a really, really strong series from him, despite how crazy everything has gone. And
a few helmets being dropped as well in this turret base. Completely exposed middle line. Oh, don't pull drones to kill helmets. That's going to go real bad for you, viOLet.
Toasty.
Yeah, he's going to use the Mulas to eventually clean this up, but the Illusion, relentless with his aggression, also going to be able to cancel +2. He's going to do it, Nate. I mean, he's not. We've seen comebacks before in this series, but if you would have told me like 15 minutes into Overgrowth that Illusion was going to win this series, I would have taken a 100-to-1 bet that he wouldn't. More Banelings rolling forward, but he's up 50 supply. Beautiful splits as well.
Great splits. Illusion. He's got it. He's got this game just about in the bag. There's no more Banelings. His +2's done. Drones are coming off the line. He wants to move on, and he shall. GG. Illusion. After the way, you said it best. After that Overgrowth game, when you're looking at, hey, your Hellbats didn't really do anything. You didn't even kill a queen. Illusion's going to win this series? No, not a chance in hell. Just no. And he did anyway, so that's Terran.
That last game was really well done. Like a couple of excellent splits. Perhaps viOLet being a little too careless with his Banelings a couple of times, because he used a lot of Banelings to kill Hellbats and Marauders. I think a few too many. That was good for him. And of course, Illusion also just sticking around a few times when you really feel like you're standing on creep and you have so little to work with. Like you're playing with fire, but he wasn't. He was relentless with his aggression. He kept it up, was able to shut down that fort base. And the moment that Zerg morphs like 20 Banelings and they still don't really clean the Terran up, you know you're in trouble.
Yeah, there's really no other way to put it than it was a bit of sloppiness on viOLet's part, but also a little bit of brilliance by Illusion. We talked about the build, and as much as you can joke about it, is a very strong, potent timing. Literally every Terran player I've seen play against Zerg has done it in the last week. Like, it is a very strong build. You guys are like, Nathan, that's a build I want to do. Seriously, I would check this out. I know there's a guy that's about to get put out on everything. Like, this is all everybody's talking about. This build is so hot right now, and it worked out very well for Illusion. Impressive display. Of course, the next match that he's going to have to play, he won't have quite the same opportunity available as he's, well, you said it before, going to be going for the Root Gaming team kill. Yep,
it's just a single best-of-5 left, so we're going to do a very small commercial break, and after that we'll be back with our final series of the day, where we will determine who is going to be the two Terrans winning, who's going to be joining Pult to IEM Intel Extreme Masters Shenzhen in China. Is it going to be Masa or is it going to be Illusion? Either way, it will be a Root Terran, so that's a great day for Root Gaming. It's a great day for our Capitan as well, Papi. I'm sure he's proud of his boys. For now, very small commercial break, and after that we'll be back with the conclusion of the Intel Extreme Masters qualifier for North America.